Welcome to the Business Like a Mother show, where we share real strategy, radical honesty, and the conversations no one else is having. For moms building businesses on their own terms while burning down the patriarchy, one business at a time. Let's jump in. Hey everyone, it's Jen, and this episode is a little special because it's actually airing on my birthday. So yes, July 2nd is my birthday, and it also really marks like the beginning of the second half of the year. So it's right at that midway point of the year. So naturally, for someone like me who is overcoming perfectionism and embracing my ADHD, but also just very aware of the passage of time and wanting to honor the ambitious person in me and the perimenopausal tired mom in me, I've been thinking a lot just about like, what do I want the next 6 months to look like? So it's like, what do I want the first half of my 45th year to look like? And then what do I want the last half of my 2026 to look like? And I'm choosing to decide that it's a lot of time instead of being like, oh my God, I can't believe we're halfway through the year. Oh my God, I can't believe that it's like summer is flying by. I'm just choosing to be like, here I am. Here I am. I'm showing up today. Here I am. I went to dinner with some friends over the weekend, and one of them asked me what I appreciated and was most grateful for in my 44th year. And that one was easy. It was community and amazing female friendship. I feel incredibly, incredibly fucking lucky to do the work I do, have the friends that I have, and the community, the Renegade motherhood community. Someone the other day said, it's just a cool group of women, Jen. It's just a really cool group of moms and humans. And it is. Sometimes it's that simple. And so that's something I feel really grateful for and want to carry that with me. And then, the question was like, what else do you want to take with you? And what do you want to leave behind? What do you want to create in my 45th year that I maybe didn't have? And then what do I want to leave behind? And I really am looking to leave behind the scarcity. And also the stories, I'm going to say the fictional stories I am telling myself. Over the last couple of weeks, I've been going through a program where I've been creating different email sequences because I do want to have some more systems running in the background for my business. So that's been a big thing that I have just always known I needed to do. And I just never really sat down and did some of these more heavy lifts. So I've been doing that, and it's been really great. And I've realized I'm a good storyteller. I am a good writer. I have these funny stories. I haven't had this crazy wild life, but I have stories. I have anecdotes. I have things I've learned. And there is something powerful about a story. There is something so powerful about a story, no matter kind of the scale and scope of the story. I also have been listening to a shit ton of fictional audiobooks and just really plugging into the reader in me who I loved to read as a kid. I'm starting to see that in my oldest kiddo and my youngest, who's not reading yet, but loves to sit and read. And we read Charlotte's Web together these last couple of months. And my oldest read a couple Kate DiCamillo books in third grade and just loved just beautifully written stories. But then there's also the stories we tell ourselves that are just bullshit. The things that we can't do, the things that we should do, the things that we should have done. Those are all stories that we tell ourselves so much more than we tell ourselves the positive stories, right? The stories with the quote unquote happy ending. So with that, I have a story to share. So my girls last week went to a 1-week Girl Scout camp. It's the only camp we are doing this summer. And they had different kind of theme days. And since it was normally, I'm like, oh God, I don't want to do theme day stuff. I decided, it's 1 week of camp this summer. We'll whatever they want to participate in, we'll participate. So the first day they were supposed to dress up for their unit. So for my youngest, that meant Arendelle. So Frozen, which was pretty easy considering that we have multiple Frozen wardrobe options. And then my oldest was a little more cryptic. It was the Enchanted Forest. We think Sleeping Beauty. And at first I got my signals crossed. I thought that my oldest was an Arendelle and she was so excited, and my youngest was an Enchanted Forest and she was so excited. Then of course I was like, oh wait, nope, I messed up. So then we had to start all over again. And so we talked a little bit about what she wanted to wear because we figured we'd probably have to make something, buy something, borrow something. And then we decided on kind of like a woodland fairy type flower crown. And so, for reasons I'm still not totally sure about, I said, let's go to Michael's, the craft store, and we can find some things and we can make it. And I'm really not sure where this came from because I am not somebody who enjoys crafting. I'll get ideas, but then the follow through is always very difficult. And my preferred form of expression is like singing, which is why I'm in a choir, but drawing, painting, kind of on the same like line item for me as like cooking. Like it just doesn't, it's something that I do when I have to do it, but it's not something that brings me like tons and tons of joy and that I want to necessarily like hone. And I often tell myself, Jen, you're just not good at visual arts. You're not a good drawer. You're not a good artist, all the things. You're not, you have terrible handwriting, which is true. I do. And it's not that I'm terrible at it. It's just like I, again, would rather spend my time doing other things. And it's not something that brings me a lot of joy. But the expression, I'm not a crafty mom, comes out of my mouth a lot. But again, I thought, like, let's do something with the kids. So off to Michael's we went. And we spent, quite a while really trying to find all the things that my 9-year-old was envisioning in the store. And then we went home, we went to work. And I have to tell you that in like an hour, I had a pretty fucking beautiful flower crown that I'd created. It was like really beautiful. I was like, I'd wear this. Like, I want to go to the Enchanted Forest and wear this. We tried on a couple of times and we made adjustments and everything. And after it was done, though, I just couldn't stop looking at it. And that doesn't mean that I'm going to go like start an Etsy store or become like a fabric arts creator. But the lesson I learned is that I need to stop telling myself things I'm not, because maybe I am. It just looks differently to me. So I am a crafty person. Most of the time that shows up not necessarily in like arts and crafts, but in visual artistry, there are things I like to do and formats I like to play with. And in performing artistry, I can be crafty and clever. When I put on events for my community, I always am trying to find creative ways to get people engaged and get people connecting. So it's not just the same thing every time. So I am a crafty mom. It just is showing up differently than I'm telling myself. It also doesn't mean that like, just because it's not something I spend a lot of time doing, that it doesn't mean that when I do it, it can't be really awesome and special and fun to do. I think another example is I started playing pickleball a couple months ago with some local Renegade members, and it's so much fun. And there's probably a whole other podcast about everything I've learned playing pickleball. But the biggest thing was like, I'm playing like once a week and some weeks I can't play. And I'm still getting better. Like, so am I a seasoned amateur pickleball player? No. Am I getting better every time? Yeah. Do I still have times where I like cannot get the serve where the fuck it needs to go? Yes. But that doesn't mean I'm not a pickleball player or I'm not a good player. It just means like I'm learning. I'm figuring it out. I think this is something that we're going to all start thinking about now that we're like halfway through the year and we're starting to think about Q3, Q4, end of year, all the things. It's easy, again, to start telling ourselves the fictional stories, the bad stories, the nightmares, in the form of what are we telling ourselves we can't do? Is it public speaking? Is it being on a podcast? Is it writing your own emails? Is it breaking through the $50,000, annual barrier? Is it making 6 figures? Is it outsourcing? Are you finding that you're relying more and more on the opinions of others or even AI to do things or tell you what to do because you've told yourself the story of something that you're not or you can't do? And this doesn't mean we should be doing all the things either. I want to be clear about that. Just because we can do something doesn't mean that we want to or have to do it. So, for example, I can record face-to-camera short-form video. I have done it. I do not enjoy doing it, and it doesn't make business fun for me, so I don't do it. But it's not that, I'm not good on short-form video or I can't do this. It's like, I've tried it. I don't like it. So therefore, I am not doing it. But so I'm not saying like everything we can do, we should do. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But what I do want you to think about and what I'm going to continue to think about especially on my birthday, is, again, what are these fictional stories we're telling ourselves about our business, about our life, about our relationships? And which ones are we listening to? Because we have to make sure that we're telling ourselves just as many good stories about who we are and the stories we have and what makes us different and what makes us unique and what we are fucking brilliant at, and not spending all of our time telling ourselves the fiction. All right, there we go. Birthday musings from Jen. And I also just want to say this was episode 5, and I'm just going to pat myself on the back because I'm doing it. I'm not spending too much time making things pretty. I'm not spending a ton of time editing. So it's like a beautifully recorded podcast. I don't have time for that. So for those of you who have sent notes, who have left a review, who have given a 5-star rating, thank you so much. I've had some messages of people forwarding it to other friends who they thought of. And so thank you. It's the best gift you can, I think, give somebody in business, is a positive word of mouth. So I will take that gift on my birthday. And I also want to remind you that if you would like to come on the show and do a coaching session with me, where we can talk about maybe some of these stories you're telling yourselves, or hey, this is going on in my business and I just feel stuck, you can apply for a free coaching spot where you and I will get into what's going on, talk about your business, get some visibility on your business, and troubleshoot in real time, because that's what building a business is. It's figuring things out as we go. It's asking for help when we need it. It's getting fresh ideas when we need it. And also, I think, really modeling what that looks like for other moms listening, because I know that we all have these things we're sitting around. The story we're telling us is everybody's, got this figured out but me. I think that's probably the most popular best-selling fictional story that we're telling ourselves in business and in motherhood. And the reality is, like, we're all figuring it out. All right. We're paying somebody to figure it out for us. So, or maybe we've stopped doing it because we couldn't figure it out. Thanks for listening. Look forward to hearing what you think about this podcast, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.